Howdy everyone, this is Tricia and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a 4th of July bandana wreath. Now if you recall my craft from last week on Tuesday, I did this 4th of July hat on a candlestick, a top hat on a candlestick. I still have it right here, right next to me. I had some supplies that I had collected when I was going to do this arrangement because I wasn't sure where it was going that I did not use. So I'm going to go ahead and use them for this particular wreath since I have the products. And the main product in this particular craft is going to be these bandanas that I got from the Dollar Tree. This was, again, it's only $1 and it's a package of 2. I bought 2 packages, so I have 4 bandanas and I'll be cutting those up in strips. I'm going to be using this metal wreath or wreath form. It's a 14-inch wreath form. This is also from the Dollar Tree. So far I've spent $3. Now I also had some items left over. I had a package of flags and I have flags left over from that same package that only cost me $1. And I have these little wands that were also left over from that package that cost me $1. So because they're halvesies, I'm going to count this as $1. So that's $4. And then I have some leftover garland also from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to go ahead and call that $1. We're at 5. This one I got from Hobby Lobby, which I was going to use in the last arrangement, but I felt like, oh, it already has a ton of decor. I don't need that, so I saved it, and I'm going to use it for that. I spent 99 cents on that, so that's $6 so far on my arrangement. I can get my ribbon from the Dollar Tree for only $1, but I did have some leftover ribbons from other projects that I've done in the past year, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. So I've got this red, white, and blue. It is a grosgrain ribbon. I prefer to use a ribbon that has wire edges to create bows for my wreath, but I'm going to go ahead and use this grosgrain ribbon. And then I have a ton, well, not a ton, but I have quite a bit of this red grosgrain ribbon, which I'm also going to use to decorate my wreath. So let's get to crafting. Okay, so I'm going to take my bandanas off the cardboard here and just take a look at how big the pieces are. And I decided that well, I'm deciding, I should say. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to decide. The bandanas are, let's see, let me measure them. I think they say on here, no, they do not say what size they are. Okay, we're going to measure them. This is a 19 by almost 20. It's 19, we're going to say 19 by 19 and a half. So if I half it, it'll be 9.5 inches at least in the length. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold these all in half and then I'm going to cut along the fold. So these are all cut in half. So it doesn't matter what length you use, whether you use the 19 or the 19 and a half. Maybe yours are going to be a different size because I don't think these bandanas are all going to be exactly the same. I'll measure the other one that came in the same package just for the heck of it. The other thing I want to do is I do want to trim off the little edge, this little sewn edge, so that they can all be the same. They can all have the same raw edges all the way around. And they'll fray a little bit, which is kind of nice. Let me measure this one. This one is 19 and a half by 20. So there you go. They're not all the same. So just more or less cut them in half. They don't have to be the exact same size strips. But first, again, I'm going to cut it in half. I'll do the same with the other 2, which I've already opened from their packet. Let's hold this nice. Rather than doing it the other way that I was doing it. I don't know if you can hear the thunder. Once in a while you hear some rumbling. It is raining outside and it's kind of taking me almost the whole day to actually get to doing this video because it's been really dark and I didn't have good lighting in the room and I still don't, but I have to get this video done. So you may be getting this video a little later than usual rather than getting it, you know, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. For some of us here in the US, you're going to get it probably early in the morning, maybe. But just still get it on Tuesday regardless. Okay. I can tell already that it's not even straight, so I'm just going to cut what I think is kind of straight. There we go. To get that. And then the next thing I want to do is trim off this other edge. I'm going to do one at a time because one of them is really, really crooked. I'm just throwing everything on the floor, and I'll just sweep it up later in case you see me just tossing things off. I have a little spot here in the back behind me where I just sweep everything up. Okay, so that's what we want to do. We want to cut all of these and then just trim off the little sewn edges. And I'll be back with all that already cut for you. Let me go ahead and cut at least, let me cut this one at least for now. And we're going to cut them, you can cut them 1 inch thick or 1.5 inch, 2 inch I think would be the most you'd want to do it. I kind of want to go with the 1 inch. I don't want them to be too thick. So I'm just going to see how many I can get. I'm going to go ahead and just cut it 1 inch. And I didn't even talk about the tools that we'll be needing. You need some scissors or a rotary cutter and a rotary cutting mat to do that on. You will need a straight edge or something to measure so that you know what you're cutting. And as you can see, well, let's see. Let me show you right here. These little strips that I've already cut. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do with all 4 bandanas. And I'll be back so I can save you the trouble of watching all of that. Alright, so I'm at the last bandana and I thought I'd show you real quick what I've been doing. I've cut up all the the 2 blue bandanas with the paisley design on them. And I've cut one of the bandanas with the flag design on them. Now, I estimated I cut about 18 strip off of half of a bandana, so that's 36 double. So I have 4 bandanas, so 36 times 4, I think I came up with 144, if I'm correct. All right, so you're going to get about 144 out of 4 bandanas. So we're going to see how much that will fill on our wreath form, and hopefully that'll be enough. Otherwise, we may have to go buy some more bandanas, but I'm going to do what I can with what I've got. Otherwise, what I wanted to say was, as I was estimating, you know, like adding up what everything was costing me so far, I think I was at $6. And of course, then if I add some ribbons, you know, you're going to like another $8 if you buy your ribbon from the Dollar Tree, that is. But if, let's say you had to buy another 2 bandanas and you had 6 instead of just 4, then you're spending $10. So give yourself that $10 challenge and get yourself these items and make this wreath. Or if you don't want to do them in 4th of July style, do them in whatever style you want, but the bandanas work really great. They do have some scarves there at the Dollar Tree that you can also use to cut strips like this and create this. You could also go where they have even the little towels and, you know, like kitchen towels and things like that, and find some little bits there that are nice for cutting into strips. Okay, what I've been doing to make this a lot easier on myself is that I've been folding it in half and trying to get it as nice as you can in the half. It's not going to be perfect because these are not perfectly square. So just try to get them as much as you can. And then all I did was, where's my straight edge? There it is. I just cut as close as I can to the edge, making sure that all these little sewn edges or finished edges are going to come off when I cut. And then I cut the top edge ones also. So in a way, I'm sort of kind of squaring it off. Not too perfectly, but you know, trying to do that. And now where the folds are, instead of opening it up and just cutting straight, what I do is I just cut off as close to the edge of the fold as I can. Just put my measuring straight edge on there. Oops, I missed a little bit here. There we go. Just cut that off, and then you got all these little edges all cut through. Now, anything that you missed, which I did here, because like I said, this does not fold perfectly. Any bits that don't, just cut them. But you are saving yourself some time. And now I'm gonna go ahead and turn it around, because I have these other 2 folds over here, and I just want to cut into them. And I think I got them. Just check them. There we go. I think I did. And now all I just gotta do is cut straight up. And I'm doing approximately 1 inch. I haven't actually been using my grid. I've just been cutting, just going across and cutting, moving over my straight edge. That's why I think a rotary cutter is a great investment. I believe I told you either last week or the week before that it was a great investment, because you don't just use it for quilting or sewing, etc. You can use it for your crafts. Okay, there's my little strips. I'm going to put this away, make sure I don't cut myself. The other tool that I will be using is going to be my glue gun. So I have that ready with some hot glue sticks, because I may have to do some hot gluing. Well, I am probably more than surely I'm going to do that. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm going to take my form, and I'm going to take all these little bits, And you can start at the second to the inside edge, or you can start at the very edge or last row on the outside, and just start tying these around. And you only have to knot them once, just like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tie these on there, and I'm going to use the, let's see, yeah, I'm going to use the middle ones, and I'm just going to go ahead and add more. I think that when I get this open, I'm going to see this one, so I think I'm going to put some on this other one as well. So let's do that. Just knot these onto the 3 inner ones, okay? We're going to do that, because this will fall over and cover this right here. And then once we get to the top, we'll cover that in some way. So let's just go ahead and keep doing this, because we are going to see what comes out of this. So now instead of the blue, I'm going to be using from the flag motif or flag design bandana. Make sure that you're only grabbing one strip. You got to separate these because they stick together when you fold them. And that's all you're going to do. If you had a different color, or you know, a different pattern, or some ribbon that you want to put in here, this would be the time to put it in there. Cut some strips off of that as well. Now I'm going to go with my blue. Get in there, get in there. And this is kind of a little bit of a little work here. So, you know, you want to put your favorite shows on, or, you know, your favorite YouTube, mine, for example. You know, assuming, you know, I'm your favorite. We're just going to say that for now, for the heck of it, right? Because we're friends. Okay. So that's what's going to happen. You're just filling it up with all these little strips. And I've done a video on this before. I think I did a Valentine's Day wreath where I did all these little fabrics around a metal form like this. So it's not a new idea, and I think it's also been done by other people, so this is not my original idea. And so it's just a cute thing to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of these red ribbons as well, and I think I'm going to cut them also at about 9 inches or so. And then I'm going to go ahead and follow that up by putting those also in here. I don't think these are 9 inches. I think I'm actually cutting them about 6 inches, but that's up to you. And this grosgrain ribbon, you're probably gonna have to knot it because the grosgrain ribbon is kind of thick and it kind of tends to open back up. So make sure you do that. So I'll just show you where I've added the grosgrain now in there, and it'll just kind of poke out as you're going along. Now, if you have other ribbons that are in your home somewhere, some blue, some white, or the colors that you want to use for your wreath, go ahead and throw them all in there. Why not? Use little scraps of fabric. I actually have quite a bit of few fabrics, so if this is not going so well and covering so well, then I'll just grab some of that and, you know, pull these, open these up a little bit and stick some fabric in there instead of having to run and get some more bandanas. But I'm working with what I got, people, okay? I had a whole bunch of ideas of things that I wanted to do, but I feel like, do I even have my supplies? Am I prepared? No, because I ended up doing all the craft ideas and all the food ideas that I had, and I need to fill up my calendar again. So throw me some ideas, you know, that I could just work them in. Tell me what you want to see me do. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue doing this, and if I had to grab any fabric or anything, I'll stop and I'll show you. Otherwise, I'm going to try and fill this as much as I can. I will tell you that I am going to be putting these little flags on here, and I kind of want to do like a crisscross pattern with them. So I'm going to see, like, where do these flags cover so that I don't have to put anything where these flags are going to go. Okay, or maybe I'll just use one because I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, they're kind of big, or maybe they'll pop out from the back. We'll see. Okay, so that's kind of the idea that I've got going in my head of where I'm going with this, and I'm going to continue. And I left off with the let's see, the blue, and then I did the ribbon, so I'm going to go ahead and do the little flag next. Alright, so I'm back, and I wanted to show you the progress of what I've done so far. This is what I've put on the wreath at this point, and I do still have a little bit here that I have to fill up. Now, I will let you know that I have been putting more on the furthest to the edge ring than I have been putting in this one, or even less I have been putting into this inner one because of course this inner ring is smaller and then we get bigger and bigger. And of course if you were going to go to the fourth one, you'd have to put even more. So you're just going to have to space them as you see fit. What I have here more or less, I have about six of these, and then the no, actually there's 5 of these and then 2 of the little ribbon, but I think I can put one more. So I can probably put 6 loops of just the plain loops. Let me look at it from the back so I can see more or less what I've been putting on the middle one. 1, 2, all together. The loops only. I'm not even going to count these little ribbon because they're so thin. So I see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and probably one more, which will be 6 on this very inside ring. On the little spacings, because if you'll notice there's a spacing here. And that makes it, let's see, 1, 2, 3, there's 6 spacings. They're divided by these little bits right here. Okay, so 6 on the inner one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the middle one. And I'm going to say about 8 or 9 on this other further out ring. So about 8 or 9 on this one, 7 and 6 on this one. Now if you're not putting this little ribbon, then maybe you want to up that amount, or if you want it even tighter, of course you can put more, but as you can see there's less on the inside and so forth and so on. Okay. If that was confusing, I'm really sorry. Okay, so I've still got quite a bit of loop pieces here to do more loops, so I can maybe probably cover the whole thing, but I do want to make a bow, and I do want to go ahead and place it on here, and I don't want to put any ribbons or loops where I'm going to be putting this bow, because the bow will probably cover a lot of it. Now I'm not going to do a really big bow because this is not a wire edged ribbon, and if I try to do some big loops for a big bow, this is just going to flop on me. So I'm going to do smaller loops that I'm used to. I want the bow to be probably at the bottom of my wreath, so I'm going to add some tails to this, and I'm going to go with about 10 inches of tail, and then I'm just going to twist. And because this grosgrain has both sides that look the same, you know, it's a double-sided is what I wanted to say. So it doesn't have like a the right side up or the, you know, the non-decorative part in the bottom. So it doesn't matter how I do this, but I'm still going to twist it because it's grosgrain and it's so thick. I need to gather it, pinch it basically, twist it, because otherwise I'm going to have a really thick center here. And I want to bring this up. Make sure the 2 loops are about the same size. Pinch it again, and make sure you pinch it real nice and tight and twist it. And I'm just going to do a few loops for this bow. And if I have extra ribbon, well then I'll just make some little extra tails hanging off of it or something. There we go. I think I'm just going to make 6 loops. Alright, I need some wire to tie that all up with. You can use a chenille stem. I'm using floral wire, and I'm cutting about, I guess about 10 inches. Wrapping around. I do have a video on how to do handmade bows, so this is really not a tutorial on making a bow here, but if you want to see a little more closely, you can look for that. Remind me, I will put the link in the description box. I want to thank everybody for all the really nice comments. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. You're making me very happy. Yes, you are. Okay. Got lots of new friends signing up. Thank you so much. You're subscribing, I should say. And I'm going to put this bow, I think I'm going to tie it onto the inner ring. Right in here. So instead of putting that extra little loop that I was going to put on that one, I'm just going to put the wire around it and pull it nice and tight, because it's not a very big bow. And then we'll see, we're going to see actually how much it actually covers. So then we don't waste too much of this ribbons or loops. Okay. I'm just going to twist it. And as you can see, I have a lot of length here, so I'm just going to twirl that around and just bend it in there. And just spread the loops on here, like so. Now, this was a wire-edged ribbon. This would look a whole lot prettier. And then I just cut the tail ends at an angle, as you can see right there. All right, so I'm going to continue adding more of these cut off pieces of bandana. And I also need to decide where I want to put my flag, because I'm really liking the idea of maybe just one now, going across, maybe from behind. Let's see. Like that. Can you see that? I kind of like that. Let's see. Let me hold it up so you can see what I'm doing. Like if I was to put it from behind. All right. And put it on the inside of the wreath. Now, what's going to decide that is how many of these guys can I get to fill in. And if I can cover it all up, awesome, then I will put the flag from behind. Otherwise, we'll put it somewhere in the front so it kind of covers the little spot where we didn't get any of these loops on. Okay, so I'm just going to continue filling it up, and I will be back. Alright, so I'm always at the end, and I have some of these little bits left over, so all I'm doing is looking at it from behind, and anywhere where I feel like it could use another little loop, I'm just going ahead and just tying it in there. Pretty much I've been doing that on the inner ring. I'm going to add another one right over here, and I think that's it. Well, I'm out of these bandana strips that I made, and this is what it looks like, all nice and full. And look how fun that is. Oops, look at that, one left, one still left. Okay, let's see, let's put it right here, because I feel like I could use a little bit more right there. Why not? Okay, and there we go. So there we go, it's all full. Pulled my ribbon over, and there we go. I mean, our wreath could be done just like that. I mean, we don't even have to put a bow on it. Actually, it will look really cute with all these little little fabric pieces from our bandana, maybe some little more ribbons cut up and added in there. Like I had more of this one, for example, and if I had cut it up, I could also get it in there and tie it up, and that would look really pretty. I probably use a chenille stem actually to tie it in there because it's so wide, but I don't think I have enough of this to really do much on here, so I'm not going to go any further. So there we go. If you were going to get some ribbon to incorporate in with your 4 bandanas, I'd probably get 2 rolls of ribbon just to make sure, and then plus an extra one for your bow. So altogether, the pack of 2 bandanas is $1 each. We use 2 packs, $2, and let's say we use 2 ribbons in here. That'll be another $2, so we're talking 4. Another one for the bow, that's 5, and then of course the ring. Did I jump over? The ring is 6. So to do something like this would be about $6. You could spend a little bit extra and get the little extra things, which isn't much more. So I said if you spend $10 and find some items, that would be awesome. Okay, so I've got this garland here that I want to add on because I want to make it all nice and shiny, and I'm trying to find the end, and here it is. Of course, it's nowhere ever where I grab from. It's always somewhere else. Okay, so I'm just going to untangle this as best as I can. I'm going to find a little spot somewhere, and because this is wire, I'm just going to grab this and loop it around one of the wires in here, and then just twist it. So I'm going to go back here behind the bow on this inner ring, and then just twist it and tie it up back there behind the bow. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it, excuse me, I'm going to bring it around and over. That's my dog, she's just barking, and I'm going to do it kind of loosely. I don't want this tight around here because I don't want these loops to get all like tied up, you know, flattened by this thing. So you want to make sure you put it on there kind of loosely, and I'm just bringing it around. And because it's wire, you can kind of maneuver it and bend it in the way that you want it to go. Okay, let me pull this out a little bit because it's too tight here, too tight here. Okay. Now you don't have to do it this way. You could just, you know, bring it around the front and do it that way, rather than twisting it around the wreath form. And here I can see where it's getting all tangled, but I'm almost done. Let me see, how much more do I need? I'm going to cut about right here. And as you can see, I still got some of this garland left, and I've used this garland, I believe now. Let's see, I used it in my hat, and I think I used it on something before that. And then this would be 3, so I have here left. So I'll probably get 4 little projects out of that. And then the other end, again, I'm going to bring it to that very inner ring, loop it around in there somewhere, and then twist it onto itself, twist that end onto the rest of the wire. Just making sure that it's not on too tight. I don't even know if you can see it down there, but I will move the camera around it once I have it all hung up, and it looks pretty. Okay, there we go. Here's our bow that keeps flipping inward, and I want that, I had said I wanted that at the bottom. There we go, like that. Okay, so now I want that flag, but I want it on the inside of my wreath, and I decided that I wanted it kind of from behind. So I'm just going to turn this over like so. Here's the bow right here, that's the bottom. And then I'm going to take my little flag off of the little stick and then just bring it across like so. I want to make sure that all these little loops are also going to the front of the wreath and they're not hanging in the back. All these little ribbon loops. Get them to twirl around to the front of your wreath. And then they're just going to go everywhere. But we don't want them, any of them getting caught back here where you're going to glue down your little flag. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue it down. Yes, I'm just making sure that my flag is facing the right way when I turn it around. And if I turn it around, yes. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue on the edge here. Glue that down, and then I'll do the other end. And that's why I have my glue gun here ready. So, just going to put some glue. Careful. And then just glue it down. Let's see. I want it, oops, I want it more this way because here's my bow. And now on the other end. Oh goodness. Let's get these tools out of the way. Okay. And now I'm going to put some glue on this other end and just pull it as much as I can and just press it into the ribbon here. Just like that. And that's what I want when I turn it around. I want that flag in there. Pull it a little tighter here. Put some glue right here. Okay, that's good. All right, there we go. That looks really pretty, I think so. And I've got these little wands that have these little stars. I'm going to pull them off, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to use the ribbon that's on them as well. So I'm just going to try not to burn myself. Put some glue, put that ribbon, push down. I'm going to use the other one as well. Put this ribbon behind it. And I still have this, and maybe I'm not even going to use that. Okay, I'm going to save this other flag for another project. Okay, let's bring back our finished arrangement here. And now I'm just going to add these little stars. Making sure this is kind of, there we go. Add another one on the other side. There we go, just like that. Place them wherever you like. So that'll kind of balance out the bow down here. And I got these on here. And I think I don't need this. I think it's fine just the way it is. yeah, I'm going to leave that out. There we go. That's our finished wreath. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. If you would use more of the bandana, fill it up some more. If you want to make it even fuller, let me know. If you did actually follow this tutorial and you ended up doing something a little different, let me know what you did. If you like the idea for some other season, let me know as well. Give me a big old thumbs up. I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And thank you to all of you who have already done so. Make sure you share on your social medias. And as always, enjoy.